Good afternoon. Brandon here from Beast Mode Trading. Just wanted to give you guys a little daily recap video teaching lesson on our conservative day trading system. This is what you see here in our subscription service, our live chat room. For $90 per month, you get to hear me talk live on the mic. You get to see my face, and I get to share with you my trading ideas. I'm not licensed to tell you specifically what to do with your money, but I can share with you what I do with mine and the trades that I'm going to take, So I have a couple people who are curious or wondering and need some more help on the teaching side. So I decided I'm going to just do a YouTube video and let everyone know kind of how I view and see the markets. So like I said, this is what you see. These first three charts here are day trading system charts. Over here is our swing trading chart. Down here is our SPY crusher chart, our newest that we brought to the room. But we're going to focus on this chart right here, our first one. As you can see, it's on SPY. SPY brought me home as a full-time trader. This is what I do full-time. This is what my family relies on for our income, So if I'm making money and you guys follow the rules and use proper risk management and trade like me, you're going to make money as well. Some people come in and they fail simply because they don't use proper risk management. They'll go all in on the first trade, and we do lose trades. We are not the holy grail. We simply lose trades, being transparently and honest with you, But at the end of the week, if you would take every signal that we have, use our rules and proper risk management, you should and will end the week green. If you would have done that for every week this year, you would have finished the week green. Some weeks we barely finish green. Other weeks we crush it, And depending on your account size, would really depend on the amount of money that you could make. Anyway, so I just want to give you guys a daily little teaching video of the day trading system in itself and how I trade it and the rules to follow. So if you come to the room and you have an accelerated vision of what we do daily, and if you're already in the room and you need a little bit of help and guidance, this video is for you because I would love to bring you home with me full time. Everyone in the room, we have a family-oriented private trading room. My goal is to bring everybody home with me. I love when people say, "Oh, Brandon, I made money today," and it's like, that's why I do what I do. So our day trading system, it's not brain surgery. For someone who is newer, they'd come in and be like, "Wow, what is this?" And I totally get that. But like I said, we're going to focus on this chart right here. Rule number one, we're going to come down here to this box. We're going to put a number one right here, right? And we're going to come down here. We have up arrows and we have down arrows, right? Up arrows, we're predicting price is going to move up. When, we don't know. How much, we don't know. So we wait for our signals here at Beast Mode Trading. When we get these down arrows, we're predicting price is going to go down from a very granular, from a very granular perspective, we call these momentum pushes. Momentum pushes to the upside, momentum pushes to the downside. When we get the momentum push to the upside, we are then looking to be long biased, whether you want to buy shares, you want to buy stock options, you want to trade futures, you want to trade Forex. There's pairs that correlate with what we view here on SPY. You could trade SPY, SPX, you could trade ES futures, you could trade MES, you could trade USA 500 on the Forex side. So it's really depending on where your money's at and the preference that you have to trade with. So rule number one, we wait for these momentum pushes to the upside and momentum pushes to the downside. Before we go any further, I like to give credit where credit's due. I like to give credit to my sensei, the teacher who taught me how to day trade. Without him, I would not be where I am today. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you. Also, I have another trading brother who we call him SPTT. He's a wild man, but he's a great trading brother of mine. I talk daily with all of these guys for over the last 4.5, 5 years. And we chop it up every single day. I would not be where I'm at today each and every one of them, as they all kind of impacted my trading careers a little bit differently, but for the better, you know. So all right, back to the teaching lessons. Rule number one, we wait for the momentum pushes to the upside, momentum pushes to the downside. Rule number two, when we're looking to go, we get a momentum push to the upside, we're waiting for a blue arrow, right? That's rule number two. And if we're getting a momentum push to the downside right here, we're looking for a red arrow pointing down. So that's rule number two. Rule number three is when we're in an uptrend, our line should be blue. And when we're in a downtrend, our line should be red. When you wait for those three things, 1, 2, and we'll put 3 right here. When you wait for 1, 2, and 3 to happen, we have an over 80% statistical probability to get a winning trade out of that, you know. We actually get movement in our favor over 90% of the time. The problem is that we don't know how much movement we're going to get. Some moves happen to be 2 or 3 cents on the share side up here. Other moves happen to be $2 or $3 or $4, you know. So we don't know the movement that we're going to get, but we can control the bias, whether we're going to be long or short in the markets. We can control our entries. We can control our stop losses and our take profits. And we can only control and take what the market gives us. So rule number one, we wait for a momentum shift to the upside to be long, or we wait for a momentum shift to the downside to be short. We wait for the colored arrows, the red arrows pointing down in a downward. We wait for the blue arrows pointing up in an uptrend, and our line being long or bullish, or we're predicting price is going to go up. We're waiting for a blue line, and for us price to go down, we're waiting for a red line. So it's them simple. That's it right there. That is the secret of what brought me home full time. I've been trading now for over 2 years. I've been on this trading journey for about 4.5 years. And like I said, thanks to all my trading brothers who I talk to this day, for each and every single one of them, making me a better person and trader, you know. And I created the system here to give us all a visual representation of kind of how I trade and the signals that I take, knowing that we have an over 80% chance to win this trades, you know. But any one trade should not dictate your trading future. We trade for the week, you know. So we may start off losing our first 2 trades, but at the end of the week, we end up going 10-2, you know. We may win our first 8 or 9 trades, and you go all in on the 10th trade, and we could lose. So it brings us right back to using proper risk management. And without that, you're unfortunately going to fail as a trader. You know, you may get lucky on 1 or 2 trades, but eventually you're going to lose. And if you keep going all in on a trade, you're not going to be successful. But like I said, that's just my opinion. If you disagree, you're right and I'm wrong, you know. So I'm going to show you guys a couple examples of the day trading system. I'm going to clear all this stuff off the charts here, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in live market conditions and what we do here daily at Beast Mode Trading. So we're going to get the mouse back. We know we have a momentum shift to the upside. This gray area right here is pre-market, so we can't buy stock options. We can only buy stock options in the live market. We're trading the U.S. session stock market, and it opens up at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. If you buy shares, trade futures, or Forex, then you're able to trade over here. But when you trade stock options, you cannot trade that. When we get in an uptrend, we get our first blue arrow. That's our signal, and our first red arrow, that's our signal to the downside. Anything after that, we are uninterested in it. At least I am anyway, because I know the first signal that we get has the highest probability to win out of that trend, and it's typically the swiftest, fastest movement in our favor, and that's what we like as day traders. I personally like to be in the trade for the least amount of time possible. So if a question that I get a lot is what's the average time you're in a trade? And I would say it totally varies. You know, I would circle the question back around to you and ask you this: if you hit your goal in 1 minute, are you going to hold the trade for 5 minutes? Or if it takes 10 minutes to hit your goal, are you going to hold the trade for 10 minutes? You know, when I have my targets, and I'm going to show you next here how I get my targets. When I have my targets and price comes close to these targets, I will make a choice. You know, with trading, when the day, especially day trading, I use my account. It's my business. I do this full time. Like I said, my family relies on my trading income. So I have to protect my account, you know? And what I mean by that is I'm never going to go all in on one trade. I think it's wise to only trade 5% of your total account in any given trade. You can trade up to 10% of your total account, but anything more than that, I think you're potentially setting yourself up for disaster, you know, or you'll get emotional in your trade because if you put in 50% of your account and it goes on to be a loser, you just lost a chunk out of half your account, you know. I'll never do that. Not saying that you can't, but I will not do that, you know. Anyway, so I'm going to give you guys an example of what we do here daily at Beast Mode Day Trading. We know that we have a momentum shift to the upside, so we're looking to go long, right? We would go long right here, and unfortunately, this is in pre-market, so we don't go here. But for teaching purposes, we'd go long here. You know, we'd put a line there. We'd come down there to this tool, this indicator, the stochastic momentum, and see where the last point that it crossed to the upside. So to me, there's a chart point here, meaning that if we're bullish on this trade and price goes against us and closes below this line, I'm walking away and I'm taking what's left of my trade. Max loss on the day trading side is 30%, but typically this is about 17 to 20%, you know. The same distance that we get down here, we're going to take our take profit up, and anytime price comes close to our take profit, I'm executing a trail stop. I know that we could get in this trade almost perfectly when the candle closes because in the chat room, I go over this all the time. We come up here to this ticker up here. You see how it's the seconds counting? At 58 seconds, I have my market order ready to roll right now, and I'm waiting for it to hit 58. So I'd say, all right, guys, I'm taking SPY calls. I'm in the trade right now, and guess what? I'm in at that candle's close. I'm ready for the next candle. The reason I do that is because sometimes we'll get an arrow print, and like right now, and then the price will go the opposite way, and it'll take the arrow away. So we have to specifically wait for these arrows to print, and that's the best way that we can get in accurately, you know. So the market opens up. I'm going to walk you through a couple signals here, and we'll wrap it up. So we get our first blue arrow. So what this will look like is we would enter our SPY calls right here, but we'd wait for the candle to close. So we'd come back up here, and we wait till this thing will get to 58 seconds, you know. So we're at 40 seconds. This candle's moving up and down, and we know that we're already in our SPY calls. We're one click away from entering in at a market because we have a momentum shift to the upside. This is our first blue arrow in trend. So 54, 55, 56. All right, guys, guess what? I'm taking SPY calls. I'm in the trade right there. So when you're in a trade, you need to have a game plan. And how I view market is the last crossover area I get right here, I'm putting my stop loss line right there. I'm going to zoom out. And before I know what happens to the market, I'm going to use the same distance that my stop loss is and come up here to my take profit line, right? So we're going to zoom back in here. And now the next candle prints, it doesn't move in our favor. Oh, we got movement in our favor. Guess what? We're within about 10 cents of our line. I like it to be a little bit closer. Well, what do you know? It just hit our line, and this is a winning trade here at Beast Mode Day Trading. Everyone in the room won with me in this trade, and now we look for the momentum shift to the downside. As I said earlier, we're only taking the first blue arrow to the upside, and we're taking the first red arrow to the downside. So I'm uninterested in taking this blue arrow. I'm uninterested in taking that blue arrow. But our line just turned red, so I know that we're going to get close to getting the puts, you know. And now, what do you see? We get a momentum shift to the downside. I'm getting my SPY puts loaded up, and I'm going to wait for our first red arrow. So let's see where we get the red arrow. We got a blue arrow. We did not get a red arrow yet. Well, what do you know? What do you see here? Now we got a momentum shift back to the upside. So now I'm going to get my SPY calls loaded up. This move filtered me out from taking a losing trade, right? So we're fortunate enough that our systems kept us out of this chop, this consolidation, and we'll see what happens. We're in a momentum shift to the upside. I'm looking to go along with my SPY calls, and let's see what happens. Oh, right there's our first blue arrow. We are going to take SPY calls, but we need to wait for this candle to close. So we come back up here to the candles or the times, and we'll wait till it gets to 58. It's 55, 56, 57. All right, guys, boom, click. I'm in the trade right there. So we come back down there and see where our last crossover is, and it would be about right here, right? And when we have a one-to-one, we simply put our take profit up here, roughly right there. And what I mean by that is the same distance that we enter here. We enter right here at this line. We have a stop out, a stop loss, and we have a take profit, right? At either of those two levels, you need to execute. And some people ask me what a one-to-one is. If we're entering right here at this line and we have our stop out right here, our entry or our take profit would be the same level up there. So to me, you have a risk to reward of one-to-one. You're going to lose one part to win one part. And we know that we have an over 80% probability to win these trades using our day trading system. And that's how we're able to stay consistent with what we do here at Beast Mode Day Trading. There's no secret formula. It's just using risk management, our signals, and that's what we do. We run our live chat room from 9:30 to 11:30, and we look for our 1 to 3 winning trades. And if we get our winning trades and hit our goals, we recommend or encourage everyone to go enjoy the rest of their day. You know, if you hit your goals and you're green for the day, why not go enjoy the rest of the day and then come back tomorrow, knowing that we're going to do the same thing again. Like I said, we don't always win, but oftentimes we're on the correct side of the movement. And at 11:30, this is when we would be done. I back tested my system for years, and I found out that 9:30 to 12, we get the fastest, most swift moves in our favor. So that's why I cut it off at around 11:30, 12 o'clock, you know. But that's just me. We can keep on looking on to see how we performed for the rest of the day. We got a red arrow right there. Our stop out would be right here, and our take profit would be right there. Well, let me ask you this. If price come within 3 or 4 cents or 5 cents or 8 cents of that line, I'm setting a trail stop. If you risk $1,000 here and you're up $300, meaning your $1,000 is now worth $1,300, and it did not hit your line, are you going to hold it till you come back and end up taking a loss over here? I'm not. I'm going to execute that a trade. So I'd actually win this trade. But if you want to be a real stickler and hold it to that exact line, then you would have lost this trade, you know. We're still in a momentum shift to the downside. We got a reset, right? Our line turned blue. We got a blue arrow, but we're still in a downtrend. So this one goes on to win, but I'm not taking that trade because it's only giving me 2 out of 3 of my passes. So now we get a reset right here. We're still in a downtrend. Guess what? I'm taking SPY puts again right here. Here's my stop out. There's my take profit. What do you know? It comes within a couple cents again, but we're also trading in that non-trading zone. And if you held, in this case, it hit your line, you know. I would have executed a trail stop right there because, once again, we're within a couple cents of our line. If I'm up $200-300 on $1,000 right there, I'm putting a trail stop in of probably $30 to $50, and I'm executing. So that's our day trading system here at Beast Mode. And that's how we run our live chat room. We also look at other assets like AMD. You can kind of see what AMD did for us on Friday. It was real choppy. We got a momentum shift to the downside. We got no red arrows. Now we got a momentum shift to the upside. No blue arrows. We got a momentum shift to the downside. Guess what? We're taking our AMD puts right here. There's our stop out, and there's our take profit. What do you know? There's another winning trade. I'm uninterested in taking anything else in this trend until the trend changes. Now we got a momentum shift to the upside. We did not get no blue arrows. We got a momentum shift to the downside. We did not get no blue arrows. Kept us out of all that noise. And now we're in a no trade zone. We're after that 12 o'clock area, you know. So we'll clear the drawing sets. And it works on anything. Look at Amazon. Amazon, we're trending in an uptrend, right? We would take our calls right here. There would be your stop out. Here would be your one-to-one, give or take. It does not hit it yet. And see if it goes on and hits it. It goes on and hits it. You know, you'd actually be in this trade for a large part of your day. But it goes on and hits your one-to-one. I will say that if I was in this trade and in this 1 minute candle right there, if I was up a couple $100, I'd execute a trail stop. Or it came back down, come back up, and around this area, I'd potentially set a trail stop. If you were a stickler and you held it to that 1-to-1, you would have been waiting, but it goes on and hits your 1-to-1. So there was another winning trade. I encourage everyone, especially the newer people, to just focus on SPY. It's affordable for all to trade with us. You could have a $500 account and trade with us, or you could have a $100,000 account and trade with us. I'm going to go back and show you guys a couple more examples. Let's go back to the previous day, see if we can find a loser here for us. Here, same thing. We're in a momentum shift to the upside. We're waiting for our first blue arrow. We take SPY calls right here. And where's that last crossover at? Right there. So my stop out is at this area. The same distance that my stop loss is from my entry. I'm coming up here to my take profit. And what do you know? I'm setting a trail stop. And there's another winning trade. I'm uninterested in taking anything else on this trend using this specific system. And now we get a momentum shift to the downside. We wait for our first red arrow, and we get it right here. So we take our call or puts now right there. Our stop out, right? Previous crossover, we'd be about right there. Our take profit would be about right here. And what do you know? We actually come within right here. We come within 3 cents. So this is a winning trade right there to me. I'm setting a trail stop and letting it go. We got in the trade. It only went a little bit in our favor, went against us, but we never closed above this line yet. Right? And it comes down, and what do you know? There's another winning trade. So there's another 2-0 day. We'll zoom out, and let's go back and look at another day, just to keep instilling confidence within you guys. And we'll see what we get. All right, right here. Here's a loser. We take our calls right here. And our stop out was right there. That red candle actually stopped us out right there. So like I said, we do lose trades, but I would have thought that since it stopped us out, we were going to get a push back down, even though we ended up going on and pushing up farther in the day. Now I'm uninterested in taking anything else. We get a momentum shift to the downside, and we take this first red arrow, and our stop out is right there. Just a signal. And it goes on and hits our 1-to-1. We'll keep on following all day long. Actually, we're not going to, because I wouldn't have taken that trade. The only reason why we were forced to take this trade is because we lost this trade right there. We know that we have a statistical probability that if we lose our first trade, the following trade has an over 90% chance to win. So we actually would have gained our money back or potentially made more setting ourselves in a trail stop. So even though it's past this 12 o'clock time frame we like to trade, we were forced to take this trade just to make our money back, using the day trading system. So let me clear these lines, and let's look at another example. Go back another day. All right, so right here, we're in a momentum shift to the downside. We take our first red arrow, which is right here. Our stop out is right there, and our 1-to-1 is right there. Look what happens. You set a trail stop, it crapped the bed, and this was a grand slam to us. You would have risked $1,000 here. You probably would have just made 50% ROI or more. Sometimes, and this is why I like stock options, when you get candles like this that are real big and swift and fat in your favor, you get something called IV hike. So we took a real nice winner there, and we're done. We're done in the trend. We wait for the momentum shift to the upside. Boom, we get a candle right there. We took these trades live in our chat room. We were all very happy. There was our stop out. Our 1-to-1 was right there. There's another winning trade. We're uninterested in taking anything else till we get to the downside. Now we got another momentum shift to the downside. We take our puts right here. Our stop outs right there. Our 1-to-1's right there. Doesn't quite hit it, but it come within, what, a penny or 2 pennies. So I'm setting a trail stop. That's a 3-0 day right there. And then we get another signal right here, right at noon, basically. And you would have entered right there. Your stop would have been down here at that wick. Your 1-to-1 would have been up there, and it goes on and hits. So you would have went 4-0 today if you would have taken those 4 signals. That is the Beast Mode Day Trading conservative system, and this is what we do daily. If you are newer, I would, like I said, encourage you just to trade SPY and follow along with us. We run a subscription service for $90 per month. With that, you get You get an invitation to my private Discord. You get my day trading chat room link, which is what you see every day. You get to hear me on the mic. You get to see my face. You get to ask me questions after we get our trades in live market conditions. Any questions you have, I will do my best to answer them and get you on the path to profitability. You also get the SPY Crusher alerts. You get a live chat. You get the option swings. You get the long-term trades. And you get the live screen share tab. This section right here is the paid section. The rest of it is free. So even if you don't want to be in our paid section, you can still check out and take advantage of our freebie Fridays. So we come down to the free chat. I post our link here on Fridays. People posting their results in there. Freebie Friday, just to have some fun and for people that support my work. But that wraps us up on the day trading side. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please reach out. Let us know. And we look forward to earning some green bags with you guys. Hey, Beast Mode out.